What up, y'all? Jay, how the hell you doing, man? Nova, what up? Just bored out of my friggin' mind. I can't sit around anymore. Going stir crazy. Sitting in there relaxing. Can't handle it. Can't handle it. Just sitting in the AC doing nothing. So, I ain't got much to do. Well, I'm just going to make something to do, I reckon. No, I'm not about to drive it. It's, there you go. It's hotter than hell outside. And, you know, riding in a car in Florida with no AC and it's black T-top. It's hot. So, no. Maybe later if it cools off. But right now I'm just screwing around. Just gonna pick this piece of crap up. Do a little hand job on the wheels. I ain't got nothing else better to do right now. I tell you. Oh, yeah, that'll be all right. I tell you, YouTube must have changed their algorithm this weekend because I've been seeing all kinds of shit. All kinds of small YouTube creators out there doing their thing. Been researching a bunch of stuff that I want to do. All of it extremely expensive, by the way. Would really like to change this car over to all independent suspension. What are the lumps in the hood? That's to clear the cold side piping for the turbo. It clears the intake and it clears the turbo itself. So the big one, let me see if I can get you up here. The big one is the inlet pipe going to the throttle body. That small one is the bump on the intake. And this one over here is the turbo. The 4-inch cal hood. Didn't clear them. And I rode around for a couple months with holes in the hood. And it looked awful. Mad Maxy. You know, trash. So had to fill them in, and it was the first time I ever did fiberglass work, and you know what? It's worked, and it's still together. It didn't crack and fall apart or anything, so I must have done something right. Must have done something right, which is cool. You know, I never screwed with fiberglass. Never did any of that kind of stuff. So it's nice that it worked out. I watched a few videos on people backyard and fiberglass stuff. Aluminum foil, cooking spray. What I did was I flipped the hood over and I laced it with duct tape, loosely laced it with duct tape, and then flipped it back over on and pinned it. And then that gave me my bumps that I needed to mold to. And I layered that with aluminum foil. And then I sprayed that with the cooking spray. And then after that, I just started laying my resin. Well, I laid my fiberglass mesh and resin and then mesh and et cetera, and let it get hard, and flipped the hood over and took the duct tape and the foil off once it was all dry, and then I resined and layered the inside as well, just to give it a little reinforcement. Yeah, just all resin and you gotta mix your resin and the mesh. Let me see. I got let me see. Hang on a second, Jay. Got you covered. I bought the fabric, the cloth tape, but after doing some reading, I didn't need to use that. I just needed the hair, the fiber. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, it's a stretch. I'm short. Yeah. So just the stuff that you don't want to touch with your bare hands. There you go. The it's just a roll of the mesh. So I got that, and the resin and hardener and such is up here somewhere. I couldn't tell you where it is. So once I did that, once I got the resin and stuff on there, I kind of sanded the resin up a little bit to get some of the imperfections out of it. And I used spot putty, and I used a very small amount of Bondo. So I just skimmed it with the Bondo, real thin skim, and just sanded it down and got it nice and smooth. I should have did a little bit more with it, but I didn't. I got lazy, of course. But I sanded it the best that I felt was necessary. I should have done a little more sanding and prep, but I was getting excited and wanted to get the car back together because I had things I wanted to do. But I mean, it was super easy. Surprisingly, it was super easy. I had one that got I had one layer that got a little jankety with a lot of air bubbles in it. But I just sanded that back out. That was on the turbo side. I just sanded it back out and started over with the base resin that I had. So I just used 80 or 50 and sanded out all the aerated resin. Got it to where it looked okay, and then I just recoated it with resin. Was drinking and had that fuck it, dump it on. That was a mistake. Yeah. So it all worked out. I mean, the big bubble is smooth, or they're all smooth as glass, really. A couple little pinholes here and there, but nothing worth writing home about. And I based it with some paint that I've had on the shelf. That's a dark shadow gray. So I based it with that, which has been sitting on the shelf for 6 years in the Florida heat. And I had some clear that had been sitting on the shelf since I painted my car 8-9 years ago. And I just used that, just mixed the shit out of it because that base coat paint was separated some kind of fierce. Mixed the hell out of it and got it back to looking like paint again, and just laid her down. Primed it. I primed it all. Then I sprayed it with fiberglass sealer, epoxy, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. But when I painted the camper shell on my F-250, I used a black sealer that's for fiberglass. I sprayed it with that, kind of scuffed it and smoothed it out because it was a little jankety, and then I primed it again, sanded it. It looks good, and then I based it and cleared it. Nothing spectacular. I wet sanded it for about 45 minutes, and that was good enough for me. And then I just put the 3-step on it. I cut it with the use the hard hard cut, medium cut, and then a fine cut. maybe I spent an hour using the cut and buff. Yeah, I just buffed it out after that was done. I mean, it shines. You can still see some of my sanding marks where I didn't buff it out enough. But knowing that I'm planning on repainting this car, I wasn't too worried about it making it look real pretty. And I was trying to find a hood that would fit and look good on the car, but I really don't want to put a 6-inch hood on my car. I had one before, and it's just really hard to look over that hood. As much street driving as I do with this, I did not want a 6-inch cowl hood. So they don't make any that are wide in the front. They're all super narrow. And to have somebody custom make a hood for this is just stupid money. It's not that important. I'm not that serious about it. So just did what I could, made it work. You know, when I repaint the car, I'll get back after it, get back after that hood and make it right. You know, so it's not, I can see it, but not a lot of people notice where I got lazy on my sanding. Or if they do, they just don't say anything about it. It don't matter. Race car life, you know. Race car, street car life. And it kind of matches the rest of the car. There's a lot of imperfections in the paint and a lot of some runs here and there in the clear. But it's a driver. It's a driver that goes to car shows and such. I've got a lot of hot spots from when I was originally buffing this thing out that I burned through the clear and got down pretty deep. Yeah, there's a few of those. There's a few runs that I tried to back blade with a razor blade, and that didn't work out too good. So it's okay. I may paint it. I might end up just wrapping the damn thing. I don't know. I'm sure as hell can't pay a professional to do it. That's for sure. But I gotten pretty. This was the first car I ever painted, so I've gotten pretty good at it, at painting. You know, I'm like a step up from Mako, like a step up from Mako. You know, not quite out the door, but you know, my foot's there, and here's the door. You know, my foot's hanging out. You know, I don't have. There's no dry spots. There's no holidays, so it turned out really well for never holding a paint gun in my hand before and having absolutely no room to do it. I not spray painted. I painted this car in a garage that was, I had a foot of space on each side of the car and had to put the car on wheel dollies and push it to one side of the garage and stand like this against the wall and spray the car. And then once one side was done, because it was down to a shell, but once one side was done in base, I went over to the other side and pushed it against the brick wall and stood against the other side and sprayed it like that. So I should have just done it outside and then pushed it into the garage, but I lived on a main street. Yeah, I lived on a main street, so there won't no pushing it out in the driveway and spraying it. MGG. Is it normal or a 4-speed automatic? Is it manual or a 4-speed automatic? It is a TKX 5-speed. Yeah. Gonna practice painting on my Titan. Nice. Yeah. Yeah, I've been got a bit of practice in painting stuff. I feel like I'm pretty decent at it. Decent enough to make it look all right. So, you know, I'm not going for any kind of SEMA shit. If I make it look too good, then I'm not going to want to drive it, you know. Hell, I don't drive it now, and it looks like shit most of the time. So, if I make it look real nice, then I really ain't going to want to drive it. Wow. See, I don't know if y'all can see the difference. A little dull. Here's the line right here. I don't know if you can actually see that. None too shabby. I wasn't going to do it, but like I said, I'm bored as crap. I've got nothing to do right now. My son's bored playing with me, and he's doing his own thing right now, Minecrafting and building Lego sets, and the wife's chilling, binge watching some show about aliens. So I've been looking into doing the Ride Tech suspension on this, which gets rid of the McPherson strut setup and does upper lower A arms and coilovers, kind of like Chevy 2 typical Chevrolet setup. And I was looking at doing the IRS, and I was kind of hoping that I could use the factory IRS out of, you know, like a 99 Cobra or something like that, but I can't because my car is mini tubbed. So I'd have to buy the Ride Tech stuff, and Ride Tech sells you the cradle and the A arms for $3,300, and you still have to buy the coilovers, axles, brake brackets, brakes, rotors, brake lines, all of that stuff. So roughly, to do the rear independent rear suspension, that's what IRS is. To do it, just that, I would be a good $6,000-7,000. And the front is $5,000 to get you started, and you still need all the brakes and coilover. So like 20 G's, I could really make this thing turn some corners. And as much as I love this car, I am not investing another 20 G's into it. I've already got a car that's got way more money in it than it should. A 235 radial, 26 8.5. Good Lord, that's a small tire. Good Lord. 235. Holy shnikes, dude. That's a super short tire for this car. Take that 373 and make it a 456 real quick. Holy macaroni. There's the 29 on the back of this thing right now. I thought about going to a 275/50 or even a 255/60 just to shorten it up a little bit, but turbo and that short of a tire is not going to be a good combination. Shit, it blisters those 345s. I can imagine what it would do with that short tire on here. Well, actually, no, I know what it does with those. Yeah, what up, Kane? What are your front tires? So why are your front tires so narrow? Because it's a bigs and skinny setup. It's for drag racing. Bigs and skinnies, my friend. Bigs and skinnies. Less weight in the front. Less weight in the front. So what the heck's everybody doing today on their Mother's Day? Celebrating mothers, I'm assuming. Out in the streets. Out in the streets with your balloons and your Mother Day flags. Yipping and yakking at the neighbors. Or are you drinking a beer because you're over it already? But the first 45 minutes, great, right? Then things go back to normal. Thirty-one 18s. Drag life, that's right. Smoking weed, just got home from watching flat track racing. All right, cool. No alcohol, man. Just the Chiba. Tell you what, I wouldn't mind burning some weed, but it's been a long, long time. Long time. How old am I now? Jeez, man, it's been like 20 some years since I've done smoked some weed. Probably have a heart attack. All these heart pills I'm on now. I'm gonna get some permanent, not so permanent jewelry here shortly for about a month. For a month, I gotta wear a heart monitor. A whole freaking month. They want me to wear a heart monitor. Somebody walking around with a lump on my chest for a month. It's gonna suck. But your boy here ain't ticker ain't the old ticker ain't ticking it like it's supposed to. They got me on all kinds of medication, keep me from falling out, which is all right, I guess. Wouldn't mind it so much if I was at work, you know, and the wife and kid would be set. Before I keel over, I'll write it in the dirt in the floor. Due to hot temperatures, could not take it. So yeah, that's gonna suck. And I get to go do a echo, a stress test, and some other freaking test that they want to do. It's gonna be a good time. I'll be dipped. And these wheels always come out nice. Yeah, they come out nice, right? Now I get to do the centers. They always come out nice, man. I spent a pile of time getting them clean because they were brake dust gray and brown when I got them, and you can still see some of that staining in there that I just couldn't get out. It's all good. So I didn't want to polish those center caps, but so much just because I didn't want them super shiny. And even though I didn't spend a whole lot of time on those center caps, they're still super shiny. I could wet sand these out, buff them, really make them pop, you know, like they were brand new again. But honestly, don't want to do all that. Once again, I'm fat, I'm lazy. Just enough. Just enough love, just enough polish to make somebody go, wow, those are shiny, but you know, you could have spent like 3 more hours polishing that wheel. And I'll look at them and be like, yeah, I know. I could have spent 3 days with a toothbrush and some Q-tips, really making these things nice. But look, it looks good in photos, and it looks good on video. What else do I need? You know, what else do I need? I'll tell you what, man, our boy old fucking Tulu. Jesus Christ, I felt so bad for him. Felt so bad for that man. Oh, fucking shit. Just got that fucking thing together. Just got that car together. Some bad luck hit him. Bad luck hit him. That was awful. Absolutely awful. And that's the car gods telling him to stop being so wishy-washy with his Ford love, you know? Now he's got an opportunity to get himself a Ford and maybe put that LS in there. Such a shitty deal for him. Just getting that car together like that and that happens. But goddamn tragedy, really. Should probably wash these things. I never do such a thing. My man, dude, I wanted to give you a hug and just cry with you on that one. Just cry with you on that one. I know what it's like. I feel your pain. I had a 72 Chevelle when I was a kid. First car I ever owned. 72 Chevelle. Midnight blue, black diamond, leather tucked interior, 355 and a 350 transmission. Loved that car. Loved it. Perfect. Perfect car. Well, you know, being young and dumb, I wrapped that sumbitch around an oak tree. Wrapped it around an oak tree. Went to the went to the junkyard that they towed it to after I got out of the hospital from had to have my nose stitched back together because my nose got split open. I had 18 stitches across my nose, and I got 12 stitches in my eyebrow. And got out of the hospital, and my dad took me over there to look at the car and to get it out of the impound because it wasn't supposed to go there. It was supposed to go straight to the house. And I was upset. And it had started to rain. Well, I was 16. Started to rain, and man, I threw a fit. I told that fucking guy to cover that car up with a tarp so it wouldn't get fucked up. And the guy sitting behind the desk looks at me and shakes his head. And he says, son, it ain't going to get any better than what it is. I'm like, oh, my stuff, yeah. Yeah. And then I walked outside, looked at it. It's like, it's gone. It's gone. I turned that car into a C. Just like that. into a C wrapped around that oak tree. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Young and dumb. Young and dumb. Uganda. Ah. Hello. Welcome in. How's the weather in Uganda? Hey, Shahi. Hello, hello. Well, that looks all right. It looks all right. I generally wash these with soap and water after I'm done, just get all the cleaning compound out. Everything is fine and just floody. Damn it. Sorry for that. Floody. That's a good word to use. Floody. I have to remember that when people ask me how the weather is. I'll say, oh, it's fine. You know, just hurricanes. After a long time, I come on the TV. Yeah, I've been slacking. And it's been hot. 100 degrees right now. Friend had an Opal two-door telephone pole. His co-worker slipped him PCP. Wow. Ended up in the passenger seat. Good Lord. We once slipped a friend of ours a hit of acid in a chocolate chip cookie while we were at work. It's the best day at work we ever had. He's a sheriff now. Imagine that. Man, that looks good. That looks nice. Oop, I'm on there, dummy. Ah, King. You guys are. Sun should be coming up on your side, right? Rainy season. Yeah. Yep, we're getting ready to get into our rainy season here soon. My grass should start growing back, which is great because it is crunchy right now. It's like walking over. It's like walking over Frosted Flakes right now. Ain't no point in watering it. It's too far gone. Hey, Jane. How you doing? Long time no see. How's my man, old Mr. Bill? Carburetors, coffees, and his and such. I think he blocked me for some reason. I don't know. I don't see his channel anymore. Can't even find it. I guess I pissed him off with something. I don't know. Was watching one of his videos and couldn't comment. Couldn't comment or nothing on it. I was like, what the hell? And then backed out and shut YouTube down for a minute and went back in and went back in. Couldn't even search him. Wouldn't pull up anything. I saw that he got monetized, which is awesome. Must have been all those guitar sessions got him some watchtowers, which is great. Happy for him. if I could play an instrument, I would much rather just play the piano myself. I think the piano is more dignified. Man, that looks good. That looks sharper than a butter knife right there, boy. Woo! My goodness. A little hand job goes a long way sometimes, you know? Like a good hand job to get you back right. That looks good. Looks real nice. Looks real nice. Shiny. Shiny. Now, we only got 3 more to go. Oh, he got hacked. YouTube stripped the site. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. So what do you think, too? You gonna get you another G body? Start over again? Or you gonna come over to the dark side? Come over to the dark side and go against all odds, you know? Build yourself a fast fox body. Yeah. Take some time. Get back on that horse, shorty. Get back on that horse. Back on that horse, my boy. Yeah, that sucks. Got hacked, huh? Damn. Bill's a good guy. He's a good guy. You know, I'm not a I'm not a musician, so all the guitar stuff kind of you know, he's good at it. He makes up some cool shit, but it's not something that I'm seriously interested in. It seems like every now and again I'll go in and uh, go check out somebody's shit, and they're gone off of my subscribers list. I guess maybe if you're not like constantly going back in there and watching people's shit, YouTube just decides to knock that channel out. So I try and go in and man, there's so many people that I'm subscribed to. It's crazy. You just can't keep up with all of them. And most of you guys, most of you, the I'll call you the normies. You know, I've got all you guys set to where I get your notifications when you pop up. So I at least watch and like your shit. I don't comment on everything all the time, but I at least like your video. Hope to keep you in the rotation. Hope that YouTube don't just bump you out of my subscribers list or whatever the hell's going on. Like the other day, I was surfing YouTube, and all this fucking Coca-Melon shit was popping. I'm like, who in the fuck is watching Coca-Melon on my YouTube channel? I have no idea. Coca-Melon. I know my ABCs. And today it's just been all kinds of YouTubers that I ain't never even heard of, but they're doing Fox body shit. I'm like, wow, all right, cool. And go check out their page, and they're a couple hundred subs, and I'm like, man, this guy's doing more shit than I am. How the hell has he only got a couple hundred subs? And some of the videos were years, 2 or 3 years old. And man, this guy should be banging out content and getting subs up the wazoo. But I don't know what the deal is with that. But it seems like YouTube is pushing the small guys right now, because that's all my feed is just all the small YouTubers. I don't see JG stuff isn't popping up like it used to, because I got him on notifications, but he used to be in the algorithm where I saw every damn thing he posted. Same with same with everybody. And I don't see a lot of people like I used to. Yeah. Somebody been watching Cocomelon somewhere, that's for sure. Yeah, who knows? Maybe it's my son. Maybe my son is up there watching Cocomelon on YouTube, but I'm not logged into my TVs. I don't log into my TVs for YouTube. Saw a field of cars a half-mile long, spaced out, 250 USD. You get a whole car. Wow. 1955 Edsels, Pontiacs. Nice. Where the hell did you see that at? Shit. Dang, that wheel is shiny. Comb my hairs in that. Something else I've been debating on. Just shaving my freaking head. I've got a bald spot on top of my head. It's getting bigger and bigger every time I look at it. Wagons, hell yeah. I got a soft spot for wagons. Yeah, I know. Black shoes, white socks. Don't give me a hard time. These shorts really do my butt no justice. But anyway, just out here fucking off. Getting out of the house, burning some energy. I think it's time for a fresh paper towel. I found that red shop rags and the paper towels really work best polishing wheels. Don't get me wrong, if I got a bad one, I'm gonna use my sponge that's for the drill for polishing the wheels. The Powerball, uh, these aren't that bad. I keep them clean for the most part. At least I wash them every now and again. Getting around this valve stem. There we go. That Powerball get a little loose on you too. You end up running over your black tire. And I don't know if you've ever tried to get metal polish out of a rubber tire, but it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. And I'm a big Chemical Guys fan, and this is Chemical Guys heavy polish. I love this stuff, and I'm not sponsored by Chemical Guys, but if they'd reach out to me, boy, I tell you what, be like, and here we go. And this is heavy metal polish by Chemical Guys. Fancy. Yeah, I wouldn't do good at that, would I? And on today's episode, we're going to be using Chemical Guys Heavy Polish to clean up these billet specialties. And then later, I'll show you how it works on a bumper. Guy in Germany, oh, missed it, man. A guy in Germany is probably something or another. Missed it. I hate how the comments go off the TV super fast. I'm not paying attention, I miss them. And I have to look at my phone and see what you said. This one's got some pits in it. I'll never get that out of there. Yeah. A little shaky there, old girl. You're on the lift good. No need to be skirt. Oh, an Audi BMW Rush store. Jeez. Talk about glutton for punishment. Ooh. Grab a fresh towel. Does that say Squire wagon? Squire wagon? What the hell is that? I like old G body wagon, old Malibu wagon, old Mally Classic. Ah, Malibu wagon, boy. Get that G body shuffle. Ah, pulling at my heartstrings. Let me get a little misty. Get a little misty. If you guys see a live stream come up for me in the next couple days, and it's just the car with Christmas lights under it, hit that like button and then, you know, move along. Just move along. Oh my God, my new shirt. My new shirt. Dang it. Can't have nothing. Oh, I did. You guys, I don't know if you guys paid attention to the post I made. I did. I got an old friend back home, Mike Miranda. He's making me some shirts for the channel, so I can wear, you know, channel related T-shirts out in public, and when I'm doing stuff in the garage here. Mistakenly, I deleted a bunch of stuff off of my phone accidentally when I was trying to make storage space when I was at the Burnout Rivals. It wasn't letting me record video because I had ran out of storage space, and mistakenly, I deleted years, years of photos, years of videos. Yeah, so I have lost a lot of content that I had, like all the a lot of the car shows we went to that I hadn't posted stuff of yet. Lost it all. So now I've got like 4 photos of my car. I have like 4 photos of my car and 2 of the wife's car. All the content from doing the 6-speed swap of her car is gone. A bunch of car show stuff, all gone. And I was so pissed off. I just was like, that's great. Great. And I just deleted everything other than a couple photos. Trying to make space. So the videos that I did post of the burnout rivals was thanks to Ginger Snaps, because she took some videos for me, so I have something. And then she sent me some car show ones, so I at least had something. But I done run out of content. I try to keep the car show stuff so I could do the shorts, and I do all the shorts and link other videos, so it links other videos from my channel to those shorts. Sorry if you guys are talking. I'm not looking at the TV. My apologies. I know we all like to chat, but I'm missing all your comments. It's not on purpose. Not on purpose. I'm in the zone. I'm in the polishing zone with my chemical guys, heavy metal polish. Jesus Christ. Jesus. Jesus. The only guys I have in my garage are the chemical guys, and they know just what I need. I got a little too much on there. A little too much on there. Let's fold that in. My dirty boy. What are you? I'm a dirty boy. What are you? It's an old movie reference. If you know, you know. If you know, you're old as fuck too, by the way. I'll set the scene for you though. Just thinking about it cracks me up. Two officers jump through a window. There's an old man in his 80s and an old woman in her 80s, both in leather S&M stuff. Old lady with the whip. What are you? I'm a dirty boy. What are you? Oh, Jesus. Happy Mother's Day. Yes. Yes. I will tell Ginger Snaps that you said Happy Mother's Day. Although I may look like I have a vagina, I do not. I do not. Cheese and crackers. Monty Python. You old bitch. Love it. Love it. I could still see that in my head. You know, I can't remember I can't remember times tables, but I can remember that. I can remember that. What's 8 times 8? Hell if I don't know, but I can remember a Monty Python movie from the 90s. Does that count for anything? Sir, I can't give you change back for that. Sure you can. I want you all to know we're counting on you. Good luck. I like old Leslie Nielsen stuff too. You heard me. You heard me say you don't even look trans. But like, oh my god, dude, totally, totally just called me a mom. Like, as if, as if. Very googly. Man, oh man, oh man. Really makes me want to just take the wheels off, you know? But that's usually how this makes me feel. Makes me feel like I should take the wheels off and tape this up, you know, tape it up, get some freaking playing cards in there, really get after it. That ain't the way to be. I can't keep this dad bod if I get all into it like that, you know? So I'll polish this one and, you know, go eat a couple donuts, come back, polish the next one. You know, it's one bear claw per wheel, or you don't burn too many calories while you're out here sweating your vagina off, such as myself. Yep, missed a spot. There we go. I tell you what, man, I love you guys. Y'all are the freaking best. Every one of you. Always in for a good time. Good time. A little residue just hanging out in these things. This was the one center cap that was brand new. He had two that were brand new, and I'd asked him if he had another dull one, because the dull ones matched what I had on the car, and I wasn't gonna polish them. And then they had the one that was absolutely brand new, and I was like, damn, all right, screw it. So I ended up polishing the ones that he gave me, and they all came out super clean just for a little bit of work. So I put all four of the ones that I bought on here and took my two off. That looks great. That looks great. That thing just shining like a new nickel, boy. Woo! Oh, Billet Specialties. Look, you can see my face. Look at that. Look at that. Billet Specialty on the car. Who's the dumbest of them all? You are. Man, that's great. Look at that. Yee! Moving right along. Thanks, Village. You should be getting into bed by now, huh? Or waking up. One or the other. Let's do old big girl here. Ooh, you know, I gotta go move my chincha cord. What about Life of Brian? Sex ed in the classroom, a real bed and his wife. Oh, Jesus. Whoa. Almost knocked y'all over. Jinkies. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. There we go. That's a good spot for you right there. You see my pretty face and my fat belly? This is years of investing right here. Years of investing. I can't see the TV anymore. Well, I can if I step out of frame. I don't know. Everybody's here just to see my pretty face. JG's getting after it, boy. He should have that truck done soon. I can't wait to see that thing all together with the glass in it and such. Get rid of that broken glass and get that thing done. That guy spent a pile of money on that American Muscle TKX. I spent a pile of money on that American Muscle TKX. I just hope, because JG had said that they were putting the motor and a transmission together uh, before they sent it to him. I was going to say something on his video because I saw that they have the same clutch release clutch setup that I do with the hydraulic American Muscle stuff. Same shit. And I meant to say it in his short. Hey man, hopefully they measured that throwout bearing before they installed it, because that's supposed to be shimmed a certain way. You have too many shims, that release bearing is going to ride on the fingers. You're going to have problems. And too many or too little shims, and it's going to be way off the clutch fingers, and you're going to have problems. You got to get in there with a dial indicator, a micrometer. I'm sorry, a micrometer to measure that shit, so you get the right spacing for your release bearing. But it's a nice setup. I went with that and their under dash hydraulic clutch pedal assembly for this car, and it was just the best thing I'd ever done was go hydraulic. And before I swapped the transmission out, I had to shimmed it just, I think it was like 10 thousandths too tight, and it chirped the release bearing. So the next time I pulled it out, I took one of the shims out because it was just a little too tight. Now I done got polish on my tire. That's going to turn white later. But yeah, real nice setup that guy's got going on right now. Real nice setup. That TKX. I mean, hopefully he got the upgraded one. If he's, it's good for 605 foot-pound of torque. So I don't know. That Windsor, at 427, that Windsor might be pushing out a little more than 600 foot-pound. Don't know, but it's got to be pretty damn close. I am right on the edge with mine. So my car made 603 pound-feet of torque. So I'm like right there with the factory TKX. So it's tight. But I don't bang gears in this car anymore, so I'm not much worried about it. Lots of roll racing, street hits. Whoa, dang it. Pro pickleball. Say it ain't so. Yeah, what up, Slow White? Yeah, I put them back on a couple live streams ago. I got the center caps. You see that center cap there, bro? Got the rear center cap on there. Got them all polished up. Looking sharp. Project Dream. What is up? What is up, Project Dream? Yeah, it looks so much better with the center caps on the back. More betterer. Project Dream. What you do, man? Tell me about your channel there, Project Dream. Girls pickleball. That's what I'm talking about. Chilling? Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I was chilling and I got bored as shit. Decided to come out here and, polish my wheels and talk to the people. That's what I like to do the most. Talk to the people. Usually I'm sitting on my ass, talking to the people and not doing anything. Girls pickleball. I'll be dipped. Never knew you to be a pickleball guy. Way too much work. Yeah, you ain't lying. Pickleball, huh? Hmm. Miniature tennis. Miniature tennis. I had a little too much compound on here. A lot of bit too much. We're just gonna slather this on for the homies. Slather me up some homies. There you go. There you go. You're slathered. Let me grab another rag. This one's about done anyway. Meetings, events, etc. Mostly of me drifting and racing auto slalom. Some drag here and there. Sweet. Sweet. Well, hey man, go. If you leave here, go to one of my shorts and just comment, and I'm gonna go and subscribe to your channel. I like that kind of stuff too. Everybody here really, if they're on my channel watching me do dumb shit, then they'll probably come and watch you do, better dumb shit. I like watching all forms of racing myself, except for NASCAR. I am not a NASCAR guy at all. Can't really tolerate it much. Doing the in-car stuff now is a lot better, uh, which is nice, but only so much turning left I can tolerate. Hell, I don't even watch drag racing as much as I used to. I still watch it, don't get me wrong, but nowhere near as much as I used to. Well, I tell you what, oh, might have to wash my car after this. Fuck it, it'll be alright. It'll be alright. I wish it would cool off just enough. I don't know if you guys ever driven in Florida before. Traffic here sucks, and sitting in a black car on 100+ degree day with other cars sitting there idling around with the AC blowing on you, heat from their cars just blowing up into yours. It's not very pleasant. So you either go out early in the morning or hours after the sun comes down. It's so much polish on this. It just smearing everywhere. Got a little heavy-handed, a little wasteful of the chemical guys. Heavy metal polish. And it's just smearing it everywhere. Let's see if we can't get some of this excess off of here. Go grab another towel. You in the States? I am in Florida. Half hour left. Super short skirt. Nice. Oh yeah, well they do the same thing here. They do the same thing here. When we first moved here, because back home, if you were doing 5 miles an hour over the speed limit, you were speeding, right? And here, I learned the hard way that if you're not doing 20 to 30 over the speed limit, you're getting run over. And I started driving I-4 and figured that out real quick. Then I got to where, 100 mile an hour was normal. I would set my cruise control in the middle lane at 100 and would still have people pass me in the morning. I would leave at 3 a.m. to get to work on time. And I'd set the cruise control at 100 and just stroll on down I-4 and have people pass me. Hell, I've had sheriffs pass me with the cruise control set at 100. And I'm just like, holy shit. Riding packs of cars, 112, 15, just getting after it. But, I-4 is like a mini Autobahn anyway. But now they've got the super speeder shit in full effect. So you get what is it? First offense is a $500 fine and 30 days in jail. Second offense is a $1,000 fine, 90 days in jail, and you get your license suspended for 160 days or 365 days, depending on your offense. And that's everywhere. That's on back roads, main roads, interstates, anywhere in the state of Florida. So, really sucks for us street racing guys, because if you're out there making a hit and you just so happen to run up on a cop, and you're doing 145 miles an hour, well, you're going to jail. Or if you're slowing down, let's say the speed limit on that back road is 35 and you're slowing down and you're doing 100 still on the brakes, well, you're going to jail. So it kind of makes it a little, is it worth it? Is it worth gapping the shit out of somebody? Is it worth it? Gapping the shit out of somebody and going to jail? I really don't think so. I'd much rather keep my car, keep my license, and keep what little bit of money I have in my checking account. So that's kind of how I feel about it. Racing somebody and gapping the shit out of them is fun, but the consequences outweigh the fun for sure. And I would be that asshole that got, pulled over. I'd be that guy. It would be the example for the whole group. That would be me. Day or night, yeah, exactly. Day or night, heavy traffic here, bud. It don't matter what time it is. You would think, after 10, heck no. Because I'm right by Disney, right? I'm by Disney and Legoland and all the, the touristy places. So you got all the people leaving, all the attractions, and all the late night bars and stuff. So it's traffic sucks. And you use a lot of back roads, which takes you longer. A lot of the back roads here have speed bumps because people, like to speed, of course. So they put speed bumps on the roads. This wheel's kind of getting away from me here. Still got a crap ton of compound on here. The kid that mounted these wheels, mounted the tires on these wheels for us, them hit the edge with the bead breaker, scratched the shit out of mine and scratched the shit out of the wife's wheels. Took a big slice out of her wheel right at that edge where they hit it with the, instead of breaking the bead, you know, a ½ inch out or ½ inch out from the wheel, they set that bitch right on the wheel and blop, took a nice chunk out of hers and, you know, like gave me the curb rash dents right along through here where they set the wheel in there too deep and hit the button to break the bead and they nipped it right through here. The rest of the wheel is perfect. But from here to here, screw the wheel up. And the wife's the same. Screwed her wheel up too. So can't have anything these days, man. And the guy that we that normally changes our stuff downloaded the work onto a kid to change the tires out for her and I. And evidently the kid just doesn't understand how to work the equipment and gouged up my shit and the wife's. And they balanced the wheels. We had them put balance beads in them and left all the fucking sticky weights on there. And the dude was like, oh yeah, they balanced within a quarter. Well, okay. I took the stickum weights off and it is not balanced within a quarter of an ounce. Either that or he bent my wheel. Haven't driven it long enough to look out the mirror to see if the wheel is wobbling. But these old super light, you know, billet specialties, they don't take much to bend them. Just like the old Well Pro Stars or the street lights. It don't take shit to bend these wheels. Wrong amount of pressure here, wrong amount of pressure there, and voila, you've got a $400 wheel that's a piece of scrap aluminum. I had Kyle from Discount. He's been changing all of our wheels for us. Him personally has been changing our wheels, but for whatever reason, he downloaded the work onto one of the kids there. So they just opened that new Discount tire in Davenport, and that's where he went to because he used to be at the one right across the street. So he came here and picked up the wheels for us since he lives around the corner. He came and picked the wheels up for us, which was great. You know, did us a huge favor in doing that, but then had somebody else change the tires. She had bought a new pair of radials for her car, and I got her old radials, which are still, you know, like fucking new, and had them change them for us. And obviously that was a mistake. I don't trust tire people anyway, because they don't, especially the kids, they don't know what the hell this is. They look at it as just another wheel. They don't understand that this is a, you know, you look up a billet specialty, look up a 15 by 8 or 15 by 10 billet specialty and tell me how much that costs. You know, they don't know. They have no idea. Yeah, they're fucking expensive. They are absolutely expensive. And I definitely don't want to have to replace them. But he did my wheels technically on the side with no work order. You know, so it's not like I can go up there and be like, hey, jackass, you bent my wheel. You know, it would cost him his job. Skinny Jeans' wheels, on the other hand, she bought the radials from them. They ordered the radials for her and did it. And he just swapped them out for me as a favor. But I totally anticipated him doing it, which I've had absolutely no trouble with Kyle doing any of my shit. So I can't go up there and take them, you know, a $500 wheel and be like, hey, jackasses, you bent my shit, give me another one, you know, because there's no ticket for it. But drives you nuts. Drives you absolutely nuts. Spray your lug nuts, yeah. Oh, cool. Thanks, Project Dream. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'm in your algorithm now. No, usually I'm doing something, you know, more entertaining, more educational, but uh, you know, unfortunately, that's not the case today. Like I said, I was bored as shit. I had nothing else to do. I damn sure didn't feel like trimming the hedges, which I need to do, but not today. Not today, buddy. Not today. Yep. So I'm probably gonna end up buying my own tire machine and tire balancer. I've been wanting one for years, and finally getting to the place in my financial life to where I can afford one. So I'll probably end up buying one of those before I buy anything else. Just a matter of where the hell am I going to put them in this garage because I'm running out of space. Running out of space. Oh, actually, honestly, I already ran out of space. The back of my truck has got freaking wheels in it just because I've got nowhere to put them. So anytime I need to use a truck for something, I got to take, you know, a set of wheels out of it and exhaust piping and tie it out. All kinds of crap. Need to get me another garage. Sure. I don't think I'd have enough space even if I did a 50 by 50. I'd still run out of space. You need to just rent me an old grocery store. Rent me an old grocery store and put the lift in that and use that as a shop and storage. There we go. There, there we go. That looks better. I worked all that polish off of there. I'm a little excited. Got a little excited. Beautiful. Going to bed. All right, brother. Take it easy, man. I appreciate you. Yes, sir. I'll be there. Retired young, 1975. What is up? I've I've had 8 foxes. Had a performance shop in Charleston, South Carolina for many moons. Really? Charleston, South Carolina? What was the name of that place? Jerry Foreman, what is up? Mr. Foreman, sir. Well, I tell you what, that thing looks slicker than eel shit. Woo. Rolling Start Motorsports. All right. Ain't ever heard of that one. Charleston, man, it's a nice place up there. What made you want to? What made you want to leave the performance industry, man? You just reached your wits end with it, or? That was a big dream of ours when we were kids, was to have a performance shop. You know, we'll work on everybody's shit, do this and do that, and of course, none of us had the gumption. I'm gonna, man, I kind of want to hit that tailpipe up. Kind of want to hit that tailpipe up a little bit. Sold out. Okay. Owns a national healthcare company now. Great, Googly. No, this is a hatch. 86. 86 GT T-top car. It is coyote swapped with a single turbo. TKX 5-speed. Yeah. Woo. Catch the sun off that thing. Yeah. Shine like a new nickel, boy. Baby blue 86. First of the fuel injection. Yes, sir. That's what this one was. First of the fuel injection. I bought it from the original owner. It was gray and in horrible condition. It did not run. It was all boogered up. I knew the guy when I was a kid and watched him, drive his car and race his car at the track when I was a kid. When it was just a stock fuel injected 302. You put sticky tires on it and would race it on the weekends. A good friend of mine was going to purchase it from the owner, who was a friend of his family. Their dads worked at Philip Morris together, and was going to buy it. And then he told me about it. I was like, dude, I'll freaking buy it. And I bought it, and we towed it home. And I had what I called a tuna can race car. I had an 87 that had a 418 Windsor in it. And it was gutted, totally gutted, nothing in it. So I wanted to put all of my drivetrain from that into this, and then it really got out of hand. Really got out of hand. And the paint was awful. It sat in a carport with a car cover over it, and it blistered the paint, blistered it all the way down to bare metal. So I ended up having to sand the entire car down to bare metal and repaint it. Never painted a car in my life, but I did it. Don't look bad for old dummy doing it. So, well, that was like 10 years ago. I painted the car. Hey, it ain't falling off yet. It hadn't fell off yet, so I guess I did something right. I don't think it's dry yet. You still put your fingerprint in it. No, I'm kidding. I kid. Andy, I have my own built exhaust. It's a 3-inch to what used to be an X pipe, and then it's got Dynamax Ultra Flows on it now, and 3-inch Flowmaster tips. Whoop, sorry about that. I don't have my lock on. So it's yeah, I made since it's single turbo, it's got 4-inch downpipe, and then 4-inch to 3 to the old X pipe that was converted to a Y pipe, and then out of that 3-inch to the Ultra Flows, and then out 3 inches. So it's got anti-roll bar on it. So I ended up making under axle tail for it. Here you go. We'll get you down here. So I ended up making my own exhaust. I made the tailpipes go under the axle and between the shock and the lower mount there. Get you a little lower. See all the way up to the front. So it used to be an X pipe, and I just cut the other pipe off and capped it. The 3-inch cutout there, and it goes up 3-inch to right where the firewall turns, and then it's 4-inch downpipe from the turbo. So all the way back. Just pieces of pipe that I cut and made the bends work. That was a 3-inch over the axle Flowmaster tailpipe setup. Ended up chopping it up. What year is the Ford? Ford is a 90. That's a Stifler's transmission crossmember. It's got 2 humps in it. You just can't see it. Ah, there you go. That's a Stifler's. Oh Jesus! I almost cut my forehead open on my tailpipe. Let me get y'all back up high level here. There we go. Yep, truck's a 90, 302 automatic. Hey, this little robot follow you around camera mount's pretty nice, but it is a little flimsy. It's got a TKX in it. TKX 5-speed. That no, it's not a Ranger swap. Those are 35 spline strange axles. 35 spline strain axles. It's got the it's got a spool in it. 35 spline axles and spool. It's 8/8 with everything you can do to an 8/8 to make it better. The axle tubes are welded inside, outside. I've got the gussets on it. It's anti-roll bar, coilovers, relocation to the inside of the car. It's mini tubbed. All that good stuff. Sorry, I can't see my TV. Can't see my TV from here. Let's see what else you got going on there. Yeah. What up, Quick Vic? How you doing, man? How you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, it's all strange stuff. Strange brakes in the back. drag brakes. Rotors are a little blue, brake boosting, you know, turbo life. Yeah, this is a car that I have built over the years. Like I said, it had a 418 Windsor in it, solid roller engine, and a C4. Took the C4 out, put a TKO 600 in it. Took it to the track to see what I could do with the 600 in it, and launched the car. Third pass in the night, I was feeling the car out, how it was going to react with the manual transmission and stuff. So I launched it kind of soft, and it did good. So like first pass I did was like off idle, kind of like pulling away from a traffic light. Just rolled into it. Car did good. Let it cool down, come back around, launched it at 2,500. You know, it did good. It went down the track. So the last pass tonight, I was like, well, when I had the C4 in it, I would launch it at 4,200 RPM on a trans brake. I was like, all right, let me bring the revs up on it. So I brought the revs up on it, slipped off the clutch. Car started making a hit. I grabbed second gear, and it felt like it wheel hopped. But actually what happened, it ripped the upper torque box off of the body of the car. It twisted the axle, bent. It was 4-lug with half-inch studs at the time. It was 4-lug, half-inch studs, and it twisted all the wheel studs, broke the welds on the axle tube, twisted the tubes, and bent them like a pretzel. Ruined everything on the back half of the car. Ruined everything. So got it home, got it lifted up, took everything out of it, cut all the spot welds and all the stuff out, took the upper torque box out, and due to the carnage underneath the car, I mini tubbed it. I did the tubular upper, and I reinforced the lower torque boxes. Bought another 8.8 housing, and had it. Took it to a friend of mine that has his own performance shop, and had him make sure the axle tubes were straight, because he's got the I want to call it a dowel, but he's got the tool that sits in there and makes sure that the axle tubes are perfectly straight. So he did that and welded the inside and the outside of the tubes for me. And then I got the axles and all the other stuff and put it all back together. And then 2 years ago, I added the reinforcement gussets that goes from the snout of the diff, the axle tubes. I added those. Not that I needed them, but I wanted them anyway, just for that reassurance. So it's got it's had a lot of stuff done to it. And now it is coyoteswap. It's got a Gen 1 Coyote in it with a big single turbo on it and a TKX 5-speed. It's got all UPR suspension, all Heim joints, coilovers all the way around. You know, all the typical Fox body shenanigan stuff. Got to take Mom to dinner. Cool, man. Thanks. Thanks for hanging out, dude. I appreciate you. Ferrari V12, not a normal block. Shows making the parts. Looks like 8-cylinder on the side. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. I got you. Auto Soul? What the hell is that? What base horsepower? It makes 700 wheel. Makes 700 wheel. Got a Gen 3. Sweet. Later, dude. Appreciate you. Got a Gen 3. What do you got a Gen 3 in? Hey, look, Mom could be late to dinner. Tell me what you got a Gen 3 in. Tell Mom she's going to be late. Talk to me about this Gen 3. No, don't do that. I'm just messing with you. Take mom out to dinner before she swaps your ass. He said he had a said he had an 86. I don't know if he still has an 86. Which would be cool. Baller status with a Gen 3 in it. I wouldn't mind getting a Gen 1 boss motor, honestly, or an illuminator. It would be phenomenal. My next step with the performance of this is just stupid money. I'm kind of like, well, why build mine when I could just buy, a TKM motor or FFRE motor for the same money that I would be putting into this one? What the hell is the difference? Not much of a difference. Your 20K is 20K, whether you buy it, whether you do it your damn self. I mean, you're still spending 20K. I just wanted to make 1,000 wheel. Really, is all I wanted to do. Make 1,000 wheel, put AC back on it. Mr. James, this car hasn't seen a drag strip in a long time. Chrome polish is Chemical Guys heavy metal polish for all of your heavy metal needs. I'm sorry, I didn't do the hand swipe. They'll sponsor me one day, I swear. This stuff is just phenomenal, honestly. I use it on everything. Everything. These wheels aren't in as bad of shape now as they were when I first got them. But it doesn't take much to bring them back around. I used to be a mother's guy until I learned that mother's isn't really the best thing in the world. And then I run the gauntlet of different wheel polishes, and I found this honestly just to work the best. I had an F-250 that had really nice wheels on it at one time, and the guy I bought the truck from let them go, and I ended up having to wet sand them and polish them out. And this is the stuff that I used to do that with, and those wheels turned out amazing. They looked brand new again. And same with these. There's a video short when I got these wheels. The fronts looked graphite gray from all the brake dust and tarnish. And I think I probably put an hour or two into each front wheel. The backs were okay. They just needed to be washed and a little bit of polish to bring them back, but the fronts were awful. And this Chemical Guys heavy metal polish has just been the bee's knees for me. It's great on a buffing wheel. If you got a power ball, it works great for that. It really works well by hand. Are they chromed? Yes. Yes, they are chromed. Wood. Aluminum, num, 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 num. Aluminium for all my UK watchers. Aluminium. Yeah, these are polished aluminum, I would say. They're not chrome plated or anything. I'd really like to get them bronzed, or yeah, bronzed inside, or do the inside and the lifted part of the spoke in a matte bronze, and leave the lip polished and the inside tons polished. I think it would look really good against a black car. A little matte bronze action. But this stuff really looks great. One of these days I'll pull my turbo piping off and repolish it because it's getting a little dull. Right now I'm trying to squirrel away a little money for twin stuff. If you watch some of the older videos, you see where Slow White and I put new twins on his car and modified the exhaust and put dual exhaust on his car and mufflers. He put some knockoff Flowmasters on his car, which I was absolutely stunned at how well they sounded on his car. When I've test fitted them on the Coyote motor, they were horrendous. Sounded like I had two Folgers coffee cans on the back of the car. On his car, they sounded great. But so we upgraded his turbos, and it was nice enough to give me his old turbos, which I believe they're 66s. So I'm going to be putting those on here eventually. But right now I just got too many wants and not enough funds, you know. Wine taste and soda water money. Just got to save up my pennies. And eventually we'll be doing that to this. We'll be going twins, and then we'll get a retune for that. And hopefully that resolves a lot of my back pressure issues. I was kind of hoping a friend of mine back home has got a project car. I'm kind of hoping he brings that one here so I can put it back together for him. Somebody started on it and then disappeared. So I kind of want to get his car down here, and that thing is a monster. It is an absolute monster. It's got a Turbo 400 in it, built Coyote. The idea for his car was to go twins, and that's kind of where the build stopped. And the guy disappeared on him. See, look, there's more of that wheel damage from that asshole. The tire machine. It's done laid that edge flat right there. Done laid that edge flat right there. Freaking jackass. Can't have nothing these days without you kids tearing it up. Yeah, dude, I tell you, I want to count. I want to. Do you think it would do quarter mile in tenths? It should be in the mid nines, honestly. Should run like 940s, somewhere in there. You know, and that's on a good lick. You know, it would run. It ran in the tens when it was in A. When it was in A Coyote, it ran in the tens. So it should be deep in the nines by now. Yeah, when it was in A car, it run tens. So. It's done raced many cars that are in the nines, and it's done really well. And it done raced cars and did really well against cars that out horsepower it. So, but you know, thinking what it'll run and knowing what it'll run are two different things. Should be in the nines. I don't think this car will honestly ever go back to another drag strip. I'm tired of tearing shit up, and I know that if it goes to the track, I'm going to break something, I'm going to tear something up, and it's going to be down. And I enjoy driving my car when I do drive it, and honestly, I don't want to break anything else and have to spend another pile of money to fix it. Because when I ripped everything out of the underneath of this car, everybody said, "Oh, it's total now. You might as well just get rid of it." And me being a hard-headed dummy like I am, I said, "No, it's all right. I'll fix it." You know, thousands of dollars later, I fixed it. Didn't know what the hell I was doing. When I mini tubbed this thing, I had no fucking clue what I was doing. I didn't know anything about mini tubbing a car, what it would take. And I tell you what, on the first side, I did the passenger side first, and I was so nervous, man, so nervous cutting this car up like that. But it had to be done. Everything was foobarred. So super nervous doing it. When I did that side, and it turned out pretty decent, and I was like, all right, I'm okay now. So all the nerves went away, and I did the driver's side, and I did the driver's side in no time, and it turned out just awesome, smooth as glass. The other side, I screwed up when I was welding my tub in, and instead of stitching it, I ended up I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I ended up welding the front, and then I started to work down the side, just rolling the bead, and the ass of the tub popped up about an inch, and mistakenly, instead of cutting my weld and starting over again, I just shoved it down with my hand and tacked it. And then when I finished welding it rippled the side of the tub, which made it look like crap. So, but this side, I knew where my mistakes were made doing the first one, and I just, did this side beautifully, and it turned out phenomenal. And then I had to patch the floor up where I had to cut it out to do the upper torque box. So I cut the floor to do that, put the tubular stuff in. So I had to patch all that up, and then I had to cut half. I cut half of the spare tire well out to do the rear coilover bracket. Generally, people take the whole spare tire out. I only took half of it out because I have my push-pull switch underneath in the spare tire well. So it comes right out of the middle of the bumper. And so I left half of the tire well, and I made a grate over top of it so I could bolt my battery box to it, and my push-pull switch is under there, and the wiring for the fuel pumps is under there. So it turned out nice, and I was still able to run the factory tank, and I made my own mounting points for the front of the tank for the straps, and I was able to just use the rear factory mounting points for the back half of the straps. Made it work more or less. And I just made some runners, some runners down the front for the front straps. There we go. Get all the excess off. Little smudges. Oh yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Beautiful. Looks good enough for me. Oh, here's his tailpipe. Colton Grimm, remember me? Not necessarily. You were here when I washed my car a while ago. Jesus. Dude, if it was yesterday, I still wouldn't remember. My memory is about as long as my big toe. Colton Grimm. Man, don't get upset with me. I don't remember everybody. Sheffield, he says he's English, not British. Okay. Don't be cheeky. We founded your country. You damn sure did. And you know, as an American, I wanted to apologize for us butchering the language and trying to make it our own. Yeah, tire fits her, damaged the wheel. Yep. You guys have been talking back and forth a little bit. I'm sorry. I just been rambling. Just been rambling. A month ago? Oh Jesus. I don't remember what I did a month ago, but I'm sure we talked. So what's up, Colton? How the hell are you? Thanks for coming back. Dude, my son is in a my son's in a private school, right? And they're doing American history and all that stuff. And so I'm helping him with his homework. I used to love history. Used to love history when I was younger, and a lot of that stuff. It just reminded me of how fucking screwed up we were and the dumb shit we did as pioneers or what has you. And it just like you know, I bet you, I bet you a damn nickel that the actual English language. No, I don't know. You can answer this question. Is there words that are spelled the same that have different meanings, like we have here, like live and live? My son just did all this stuff for homework, right? Third grade. Third grade, they're doing this stuff. And it's like, man, why? Why did people feel it necessary, to do some of the dumb shit? I even told him that. I said, yeah, if it wasn't for these jackasses, we'd all be speaking proper English instead of the butcher shit that we talk now. Nice, proper. Other than vitamins, I don't fucking get that one. Or vitamins, I don't get that. But everything else. But I reckon that's UK shit there. There we go. Boy, you can almost trim your balls in that. Look at that. Just compensate for the round. You got it down. Dave. Us Americans made up so much bullshit, dude. It's not even funny. Not even funny. Just to make it our own. Greedy little wankers. I mean, I guess it's kind of like Spanish, really, because the Spaniards spoke Spanish and they spoke proper Spanish. And now you have what is basically street Spanish nowadays. It's not even proper Spaniard Spanish. Wow, googly, look at that thing. Woo! You can see my big bald head in that. Look at that. Yee! Doing number two. Carabine. Hell, it'll take a carabine. Just wait a minute. You troll up. Anyway, yeah. So I got a guy making me some shirts. I put if anybody needs something from this guy, I put his info on a post on my page. Puerto Rican Spanish sounds like an argument. It does, and they always yell. What are you so pissed off about? I'm not pissed off. What do you mean, dude? You're yelling. No, that's how we talk. All right, all right. So anyway, I put the graphic spot. I put his info on a post. So if anybody's interested in getting him to make you decals, he makes all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's the graphic spot, right? You can't go wrong. So he makes all kinds of stuff. He's making me some T-shirts, some stickers that I can pass out when we go to car shows or what have you, stuff like that. But I wanted some T-shirts with a channel name on them, so I could go out and try to push the channel a little more than I am. Yeah, because when I go out, I'm wearing Kalita stuff or 1320 stuff. So and the only thing I've got is a little decal on the side of my car, which gets some attention. But if I can wear a T-shirt out in the crowd, it might draw more attention. And you know, a lot of people like my content, as far as trucks or car stuff goes, and doing stuff. Uh, some people don't. Some people like the edited and fancy highfalutin shit, and some people like the raw, half-ass edited stuff that I do, which is cool. I'm glad, because that means you and I are cool, and everybody else is just a little uppity. So it's great. I appreciate it, honestly. Evacuate. Evacuate your bowels. Anyway, man, them things turned out nice. Whew. Hell yeah. New brakes, new rack boots, fresh alignment. Wheels are all polished up. Dang, this thing's ready to go out on the town. Ready to go out on the town. There you go. That's why the bumps are in the hood. Right there. So the big bump that you see is to clear this. The other bump you see is to clear this. And the one on the side of the cowl is to clear the turbo. That's what they're there for. They were just cutouts. Horrible hack job that I did cutting those out. See that start to turn a little black? So when you're done wiping, you wipe that clean. Get all the residue with it. I don't know if you can see the difference in that from that angle, but I'll get you in here. And that was, you know, a couple swipes. That's why I like this stuff so much. But you could see the difference, right? Look at that. Maximum Cars. Oh, Miami Cars. Yeah. I've watched him. Yeah, you sent me his channel once before. You sent me his channel once before, and I looked it up and checking him out. He does a lot. He does a lot of live car shows, which is cool. I just can't seem to get, well, the car shows that I go to really aren't you know, exotics. Sometimes I'll get a couple, sometimes I won't, but most of the stuff around here is just good old boys, you know, with the Chevys. But if I wanted to get exotics, I'd either have to go to Orlando or go to Miami. And no thanks. That's just a headache. Just a headache. If I'm already in the area, sure, but I'm not in the area. I'm not going to make that special trip out there for that. Probably should, you know, content and all, but there we go. Oh, yeah. The rest of this piping should look like this, but it doesn't because I haven't cleaned it. I will eventually. There we go. Nice. Nice and shiny. He's French. Yeah. Parlez-vous français? Fricassé Deutsch? Fricassé Deutsch? Screenshots work best? What are you talking about? Screenshots work best for what? Bull traders got caught cheating on the inside. Of course that is. It's bound to happen sooner or later. Capture text. Oh, okay. Oh, somebody talking about taking screenshots? Or are you talking about to go back to find people? Yeah, there we go. Oh, geez. Made a 1 billion profit. Oh, yeah. Those sons of bitches, dude. That's it. They're just jacking the price just to jack up the price. You know, it's not the 50s anymore. You know, they don't have to worry about that shit like they used to. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get me some liquid refreshment. Hang out for a second. There we go. Little liquid refreshmente. All right. Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy what they're doing, you know, and ain't nobody doing anything about it, which is the sad part. Because everybody knows. Hi, Hank. How you doing, pal? Everybody knows how hard it is for people these days, right? Especially if you're a tractor, if you drive a truck, you know, if you drive anything diesel, honestly, it's fuel prices are nuts. It's almost $6 a gallon, and 87 isn't far behind. It's damn near $5 a gallon, and they know what they're doing, and they're making all these billions of dollars, and just the fact that they're saying, "Oh, we made $1 billion profit," that should ring a bell, you know, and say, well, if we're if we're having this kind of trouble, how are you guys making $1 billion? Well, because they're ramping up the cost everywhere else, and they're making $1 billion. It's nuts, absolutely nuts. But I mean, that's the name of the game, dude. You know, you got corporate greed, corporate greed. Dr. Pepper, Mountain Dew, my favorites. Water or sweet tea or Welch's grape juice. 100% juice, not the 50% juice. Ah, that's delightful. Nothing like homemade tea. $7.35. Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's upsetting, really. It's what they used to call the fleecing of America is what they used to call that. And now that terminology has gone to the wayside. And back in the day, they'd put a stop to that shit. You know, there's if they're inflating prices for no reason, then they need to do something about it. I could understand if they're having a hardship and they need to, but you know what the hell, you know, $8. Yeah, it's rough. It's crazy. And just think, man, if you were an average guy, or you own your own trucking business, or you owned your own truck, and you did over the road stuff, and you had to pay that premium to put diesel in your tractor, it kind of, you know, it outweighs the, unless you are a real over the road, you know, thousands of miles, you're not making money, especially if you're just doing short loads. You know, if you're just running from one state to the other, you're not making money. You're spending it all on diesel fuel. But that's how it starts, man. It's just a domino effect. It's absolutely a domino effect, and it starts with the oil companies, and then it just comes on down the line. You know, they raise their prices, industry raises theirs, and that's where you get inflation. Somebody's got to pay for it, and the person that pays for it is the person that honestly can't afford it. Yeah, it's ridiculous, right? The same here with the power companies. It's like the power companies here every year they raise it 10%. Well, what 2 years ago now they raised it 30% to make back their money from the hurricanes. They raised everybody's electrical bill 30% to make their money back from hurricane damage. And my argument with them is if insurance companies can deny my claim for Mother Nature, right? Act of God, as they call it, which God doesn't control the fucking weather, right? Uh, Act of God, they can deny your insurance claim. Certain weathers, they can deny your insurance claim. Well, why is a power company downloading their cost onto us? That's not our fault. It's the weather is not our fault. The damage caused by weather is not our fault. So why should we have to pay for it? That shit's already worked into their budget, you know. Damages and shit, it's already worked into their budget, into their pricing. But you know, the governor decided it was a good idea to allow the electric companies to raise our rates by 30%. Yeah, Social Security is fucked. You know, and I've been paying into Social Security since I was 16. I'll never see that money. That money will be long gone before I'm eligible for it. Crazy. It is what it is. It's the world we live in until we decide as a people to stop taking the bullshit and have a real revolutionary type situation happen. It ain't gonna change. It ain't gonna change. You know, you're not gonna see nobody storming any fucking boats, throwing anything off, protesting, getting the fucking way that they want. You're not gonna see that anymore. You will be met with violence and extreme prejudice. You will be gunned down for standing up for the rights of the people. You will be silenced and shut down because that don't make money. That don't make money. Poverty makes money. And sickness makes money. Why cure somebody when you can keep them sick? It's crazy, dude. 3% cola. Yeah, that's another thing. That is another thing that really chaps my ass. A little 16-ounce bottle of soda costs just as much as a 2 liter. It's $4, right? $4 for a little 16-ounce bottle of soda, and it's $4 for a 2 liter of soda. How is that mathing? How does that even math? I don't understand. It's crazy, man. We try to buy as much local as we can. I go to a local butcher or a local meat market to get all of our meats and stuff like that. And it's nuts. Randall Smoke, what is up, Randall Smoke? How you doing, man? Thanks for jumping in. We're just back and forth and about BS. 275 for a 20 ounce. Jeez, $4. $4. And what's the sad part is that we've got Coca-Cola plants here. We've got right here. We're like 30 minutes away from my home. We have a Pepsi. We have a Coca-Cola plant. We have Gatorade. We've we've got all of them 30 minutes away from my house. Same with it's like I'm in Florida. Florida grows freaking oranges, but Florida doesn't grow oranges for Florida. They go elsewhere or they get made into orange juice. But yet we still pay a premium for it. You cannot find local Florida strawberries in a grocery store. You have to go to markets, farmers markets, to get locally grown vegetables and fruits. It'll be peak of strawberry season here, and you'll go to the store and you'll still see imported from Mexico or imported from California. You won't find a Florida strawberry. Thanks, Ronald. I appreciate you, man. Got that shine on. Boy, that thing is shiny. Whew. Just glowing. Yeah, old Wally World. Mm. Uh, mm. Yep. Well, hell, I think I'm going to end it. and I'm gonna go in the house and chill out, and hang out with my boy for a little while. Clementine's 5 miles away from me, and I bet you can't fucking find them, can you? Yeah, same. Chiquita Banana is here in Florida. Chiquita Banana is here in Florida. You know, but we get ones that are imported. Crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Thanks for hanging out, dude. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody hanging out, talking cars with me, and the fleecing of America. I appreciate y'all. Stay out of trouble.